All right, so today we're going deep on the AI Daily News Digest.
Deep dive.
Yeah, deep dive into the digest for February 13th, 2025. We've got a pretty interesting mix of stuff today. Research papers, obviously, a few industry rumors floating around,
Oh, yeah.
and even some spicy takes coming out of the depths of Reddit.
So are you ready to sift through all this noise and find the signals that really matter?
Absolutely. I think that's what we're here for, right? To
Yeah.
find the gems hidden within this mountain of information.
Yeah, absolutely. So first up, looks like OpenAI is making some waves again
Ways,
with
yeah.
GPT 4.5 and GPT 5.
Big moves.
Yeah, GPT 4.5, which is codenamed Orion,
Okay.
is on the horizon. But the real bombshell here is GPT 5.
Wow.
They're going with a unified model, which means GPT 5 is going to be powering both ChatGPT and the API.
Interesting.
Yeah, so this is going to be interesting to see how this impacts their other models,
Right.
especially for people using the free tier.
Especially,
There's some chatter going around about tiered access based on subscription levels.
yeah, which, could create some interesting dynamics.
I was just thinking that, is the free tier going to become less powerful or have limited features? What do you think is going to happen there?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But speaking of access, OpenAI is also making their reasoning models, O1 and O3, available to all OpenRouter users.
Oh, wow.
So no more BYO hurdles to jump through.
Nice.
And they've even added web search capabilities to these models.
Oh, wow. That's big. That's
Right.
big. That's a game changer.
It seems like they're really pushing for wider adoption of their reasoning AI.
And sure, especially with that web search functionality, now those models can access and process real-time information from the web.
Right.
And that significantly expands their capabilities for things like research analysis, problem solving, I think.
Definitely a game changer for anybody working with information-intensive tasks.
Yeah.
But, while OpenAI is making waves with these large models, there's a smaller contender making a name for itself, DeepScaleR. This is a 1.5 billion parameter model,
Okay.
which is actually outperforming OpenAI's O1 preview on math tasks.
Really?
And they're achieving this through a really clever scaling of reinforcement learning techniques.
That's pretty remarkable. It seems like size isn't everything in AI.
Yeah.
I think DeepScaler is showing that by focusing on these efficient training techniques and model architecture, smaller models can still achieve really impressive performance,
Yeah.
especially in specialized domains like mathematics.
Absolutely.
I think this could be crucial for making AI more accessible and sustainable in the long run.
Yeah, kind of like the David and Goliath story of the AI world.
I like that analogy.
This begs the question, though, are we moving towards a future where clever training trumps raw computational power?
It's a good question, and it's certainly a compelling possibility.
Yeah.
One that could really democratize access to powerful AI tools.
Right.
But, while efficiency and accessibility are super important, we also need to consider creativity.
Okay.
And that brings us to Perplexity AI.
Yeah, Perplexity.
They're doing some really cool things.
Yeah, they are.
They're making waves with these innovative applications. They just launched a new finance dashboard,
Oh, yeah.
and they partnered with Bouygues Telecom in France.
Really?
Yeah. So they're broadening their reach significantly, and there are even whispers about a potential deal with TikTok.
Wow, from finance dashboards to social media integration, they really are pushing the boundaries of what an AI assistant can do.
Yeah,
It's a company to watch for sure.
for sure.
And speaking of pushing boundaries, the world of competitive programming is getting a serious AI upgrade.
Interesting.
OpenAI published a paper on their O3 model.
Okay.
And get this, it won a gold medal at the 2024 International Olympiad in Informatics.
Wow, against human competitors.
Yeah, so it achieved this victory without relying on any handcrafted inference heuristics,
Wow.
which is unlike its predecessor O1 IOI.
So that's a really significant advancement because it demonstrates that these AI reasoning capabilities are becoming more sophisticated. Like, they're developing genuine problem-solving skills.
It seems like AI is no longer just crunching numbers, it's starting to think strategically.
Yeah.
And that brings us to Google DeepMind. They are scaling pre-training for vision language models to an unprecedented level.
Okay.
They've introduced WebLI 100B, which is a massive data set with 100 billion image-text pairs.
100 billion.
Yeah, the sheer scale of this data set is mind-boggling.
Wow. That's going to have a huge impact on AI research, especially for vision language tasks.
Absolutely.
And I bet it'll lead to significant improvements in things like cultural diversity and multilingual capabilities,
I think you're right.
which is really important for building AI that's more representative of the world's richness and complexity.
Yeah, it's like they're teaching AI to understand not just objects, but the nuances of human culture and language.
I like that.
But data alone isn't enough.
Right.
We need efficient ways to train these massive models.
Yeah, we do.
And that's where Insta comes in.
Right.
This is a pipeline for internet-scale training of web agents using over 150,000 diverse websites.
150,000 websites.
Yeah, and get this, it does it all without human annotations.
Wow, that's impressive. So they're basically leveraging the power of large language models to learn from the structure and content of websites without any human intervention.
Exactly.
That's a huge step forward for AI research. It highlights this trend towards automation and efficiency that we're seeing.
It's fascinating to see how AI is being trained on this vast knowledge of the internet.
It is.
But, while some are focusing on scaling up, others are finding innovative ways to streamline model architecture.
Right.
A great example of this is the MRIL model.
Okay.
This model combines autoregressive and masked language modeling for infilling masked tokens.
So how does that compare to other approaches?
Well, it actually outperforms discrete diffusion models and offers faster inference with KV caching.
Oh, wow. So it's more efficient.
Yeah, which makes it a promising approach for various natural language processing tasks.
I see. This focus on efficiency seems to be a recurring theme in today's AI landscape.
Yeah, efficiency seems to be the name of the game.
It does.
And speaking of efficiency, Microsoft Research unveiled Natural LM.
Okay.
This is a sequence-based science foundation model designed for scientific discovery.
Scientific discovery. Interesting.
Yeah, this AI can actually generate and optimize molecules, proteins, RNA,
Wow.
and even materials using text instructions.
That's incredible. So it's basically using the knowledge from scientific literature to explore new possibilities
Exactly.
and potentially accelerate breakthroughs.
Yeah, it's like having a superpowered research assistant at your fingertips.
I like that. I like that a lot.
And speaking of superpowered assistants, large memory models, or LM2s, are designed to enhance long context reasoning.
Okay, so how do they work?
Well, they have a dedicated memory module that allows them to store and access information over much longer time frames,
Okay.
kind of like a separate storage unit within the model.
Interesting. So they're essentially like photographic memories for AI.
It's capable of remembering and reasoning about vast amounts of information exceeding the capabilities of traditional models.
That's pretty mind-boggling. I mean, imagine an AI that remembers every interaction, every document, and every piece of knowledge it's ever encountered.
Yeah, the possibilities are truly mind-boggling.
They are.
And on the topic of boosting efficiency and training large language models, we have Sakana iLabs.
Okay.
Their paper on TAID, which stands for Temporally Adaptive Interpolated Distillation for Efficient Knowledge Transfer in Language Models, was accepted as a spotlight paper at ICLR 2025.
Oh, wow. Congrats to them.
So their research introduces a new knowledge distillation approach that could significantly improve the efficiency and effectiveness of training these massive language models.
So it's another example of the constant innovation in this field, right?
Yeah, constantly seeking ways to make AI more powerful and accessible.
It's really remarkable.
It's clear that the AI landscape is a hotbed of innovation, with researchers constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible. But amidst all this progress, there are also legal challenges to consider.
Oh, right.
Thomson Reuters just won a major copyright case against Ross Intelligence.
I heard about that. What happened?
Well, Ross Intelligence apparently lifted material from Westlaw to train their AI lawyer.
Oh, no.
And the judge's words were pretty clear, stating that none of Ross's defenses held water.
So this sets a pretty strong precedent for AI copyright in the U.S., right?
Yeah, it definitely emphasizes that companies can't just scrape copyrighted data without facing consequences.
That's going to have a big impact on how companies approach training data moving forward.
Yeah, it raises critical questions about how companies will ensure that their training data is legally sourced.
Absolutely.
It's a significant legal development that will undoubtedly shape the future of AI development.
For sure.
And speaking of shaping the future, AMD is making moves to challenge NVIDIA's dominance in the AI hardware arena.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz about their new Radeon RX 9070 XT GPU,
Okay.
which boasts a whopping 32 gigabits of memory,
Wow, that's a lot.
ideal for those memory-intensive AI tasks.
So they're really going after that AI market.
Yeah, and the open source ROCm software stack, a potential rival to NVIDIA's TODA, is also gaining traction.
Okay.
So this could be the start of a serious shakeup in the AI hardware landscape.
Interesting. So more competition, more innovation, and potentially more affordable solutions.
I think so.
That would be great.
It's exciting to see new players entering the arena, challenging the status quo, and pushing for open source solutions.
I agree.
But while hardware and software are rapidly evolving, let's not forget about the creative potential of AI.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Prime example of this is Philippi 4.
Okay.
This is a pruned version of the Phi 4 model, specifically designed for role-playing and creative writing.
Oh, cool.
And it's achieving surprisingly impressive results.
Really?
Yeah, by removing unnecessary mathematical layers, it excels at staying in character and generating engaging narratives.
So they've basically streamlined the model to focus on storytelling.
Exactly.
That's a fascinating experiment. It really shows the unexpected ways that AI can be used for creative expression.
Yeah, absolutely. But for now, let's take a short break.
Okay.
And we'll come back to delve deeper into the world of AI news.
Welcome back. We've covered a lot of ground already, from the rise of those smaller, more efficient models to the legal challenges surrounding training data.
Yeah.
It's clear that the AI landscape is constantly evolving and the implications are far-reaching.
Yeah, it's fascinating to see how some of these seemingly separate developments are actually interconnected.
Oh, yeah.
Like, for example, the Thomson Reuters copyright win could actually accelerate this trend towards smaller, more efficient models,
Makes sense.
like DeepScaleR.
Right, because if companies are more hesitant to use massive data sets that are scraped from the web,
Yeah.
they might be more inclined to invest in these training methods that require less data but achieve comparable or even better results.
It's like necessity is the mother of invention, right?
It is. It is. And speaking of invention, let's talk about Together AI.
Oh, yeah.
Together AI. They're doing some interesting things to make AI more accessible.
Yeah, what are they up to?
Well, they have these reasoning clusters.
Okay.
They're dedicated compute clusters designed for large-scale, low-latency reasoning workloads.
So it's basically making it easier for companies to deploy those powerful reasoning models in production.
Exactly. Especially for models like DeepScaleR1.
Oh, yeah.
So they're essentially providing the infrastructure to unlock the potential of these advanced models.
It's like they're saying, here's the power of reasoning AI ready to be unleashed.
I like it.
But hardware is only part of the equation.
Right.
We also need software that can actually harness that power.
We do.
And that's where LangChain comes in.
Okay.
They've released LangGraph Supervisor,
Right.
which is a library for building these hierarchical multi-agent systems.
Oh, wow. So like a team of AI agents.
Yeah.
Each with their own specialized skill set,
Right.
all working together to achieve a complex goal.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Like having an AI dream team at your disposal.
It is.
And speaking of real-world applications, Klarna, the buy now, pay later company, has actually used LangChain's LangGraph and Langsmith to significantly enhance their customer support operations.
That's interesting. So how's that working?
Well, their AI-powered system can now handle a massive 85 million active users.
Wow.
They've reduced resolution times by 80%
Really?
and automated 70% of their tasks.
That's incredible. It's a great example of how AI can improve efficiency and customer satisfaction at the same time.
It is a testament to the power of AI to streamline operations and deliver better customer experiences.
For sure.
And speaking of AI that can handle a lot of information, let's circle back to those large memory models, or LM2s.
Okay.
Their ability to retain and access information over extended periods makes them incredibly powerful for tasks that require understanding long sequences of data.
Right. I mean, imagine an AI that remembers every interaction you've had with it, every document you've shown it,
Yeah.
and every piece of knowledge it's ever acquired. That's the potential of LM2s.
It is. It's like having an AI with a photographic memory,
Uh-huh.
able to recall vast amounts of information effortlessly. But building and training these large-scale models comes with its own set of challenges.
Well, of course. I mean, scaling these models, training them effectively, and ensuring that they're used responsibly
Yeah.
are all ongoing areas of research and development.
Right.
It's a complex and fascinating field with incredible potential, though.
And speaking of potential, there's some buzz around Cerebras.
Cerebras.
Yeah.
What have they been up to?
Well, they're claiming to have achieved a 10x performance gain for Mistral and Perplexity,
Wow.
which are two AI companies that were previously using NVIDIA hardware.
That's a pretty bold claim.
Yeah,
It could signal a shift in the AI hardware landscape if it's true.
it could.
Cerebras is definitely one to watch.
They are.
I mean, their technology seems to be delivering some pretty impressive results, and they're attracting big names in the AI industry.
Yeah.
This kind of competition is great.
It is.
It often leads to innovation and more affordable solutions for everyone.
Yeah, kind of like a David and Goliath story unfolding in the AI hardware world.
I like that analogy.
But speaking of competition, there's another interesting battle brewing. ROCm versus CUDA.
Oh, yeah, I've been hearing about that.
With AMD's new Radeon RX 9070 XT GPU boasting 32 gigabytes of memory,
Right?
many see this as a potential turning point for ROCm, the open source alternative to NVIDIA's CUDA.
So do you think ROCm is going to gain more traction now?
It's possible. The open source nature of ROCm is definitely appealing to a lot of developers.
Yeah.
Especially those who are wary of closed ecosystems.
Right.
So it fosters collaboration, innovation, and could lead to more accessible and affordable AI solutions.
It's good to have options.
It is.
It's good to have that competition.
Yeah, and it's fascinating to see how these technological advancements are often intertwined with broader philosophical and ethical considerations.
Absolutely.
You know, we really need to be mindful of these implications as AI becomes increasingly integrated into our lives.
I agree. I think a great example of this is the growing interest in open source AI.
Yeah.
Like evidenced by the success of companies like Figure,
Oh, yeah.
which is reportedly in high demand in the secondary market.
Really?
Yeah. So investors are clearly recognizing the value and potential of these open source AI solutions.
Open source AI has the potential to democratize access to these powerful tools,
Right.
enabling a much wider range of people and organizations to contribute to the development and advancement of AI.
Yeah. It's an exciting movement to watch unfold.
It is.
But along with this democratization comes a responsibility
Right.
to ensure that these tools are used ethically and responsibly.
Of course.
So we need to address those issues of bias, transparency, and accountability in these AI systems.
Absolutely.
Ah,
And speaking of AI that can think for itself, we touched on DeepScaleR earlier,
yeah.
but there are other exciting developments in the realm of AI reasoning.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, there's a paper exploring emergent thinking in LLMs using reinforcement learning via self-play RLSP.
Okay.
And they're finding that these models are exhibiting behaviors like backtracking and exploration, which suggest they're developing these more sophisticated reasoning strategies.
That's pretty amazing. It begs the question, though, are we witnessing the early stages of AI developing true problem-solving abilities?
It's a question that's both exciting and a little unnerving to contemplate.
It is.
But as we explore the potential of AI, we also have to remember its limitations.
Yeah, AI is a powerful tool,
It is.
but it's not a magic bullet.
Right.
It's really important to understand its capabilities and its limitations and to use it thoughtfully and ethically.
Absolutely. And to continually question and explore the implications of its development.
I agree.
But for now, let's shift our focus back to some of the more practical applications of AI that are emerging. Welcome back to our deep dive into the AI news. It's been quite a whirlwind so far.
It has.
Groundbreaking research, innovative applications, and a lot of thought-provoking discussions.
I think my brain is full.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And speaking of mind-blowing concepts, we touched upon the idea of LLMs like thinking in latent space earlier.
Yeah, that was a trip.
It's fascinating to consider that these models might be processing information
Right.
and even reasoning in ways that we can't fully comprehend.
Yeah, like are they developing their own language of thought?
Yeah. I mean, latent space is like the AI's internal representation of knowledge, right?
It is.
Like a hidden realm where information is processed and transformed.
Kind of spooky when you think about it.
It is. It is. And this research suggests that LLMs might be capable of performing these really complex cognitive tasks within this space beyond our direct observation.
So we're just scratching the surface of what these models are capable of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of AI pushing the boundaries of its capabilities, we discussed Automated Capability Discovery, ACD.
Yeah, where AI can evaluate itself.
Like they're becoming their own scientists.
I know that's a little scary, but it's also really exciting.
It is. I mean, ACD is revolutionary because it enables AI to explore its own strengths and weaknesses without relying solely on human-designed tests.
So it could lead to more rapid and insightful advancements in AI development.
Yeah, potentially.
We might see things that we never even thought of.
Exactly. And it's really exciting to see AI taking this more active role in its own evolution.
It is.
But it also raises some questions about how we guide and govern these self-learning systems.
Right. How do we make sure they stay aligned with human values and goals?
Exactly. Especially as they become more autonomous.
That's going to be one of the big challenges moving forward.
It is. It is. But for now, let's maybe shift gears and explore some of the more lighthearted and creative applications of AI.
Okay. I like where this is going.
So a perfect example is Filty 4.
The pruned version of 5.4.
Yeah, designed specifically for role-playing and creative writing.
I'm still amazed by how good that model is at staying in character and generating engaging narratives.
It's really impressive.
It is.
It's like they unlocked this storytelling potential within the AI, allowing it to weave these tales and bring characters to life.
It's a good reminder that AI isn't just about solving complex problems or, doing serious work. It can also be used for entertainment and exploring our imaginations.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
speaking of creative tools, we can't forget about text-to-web arena.
Oh, yeah, where you can test drive those text-to-web applications.
Right. And one model, Claude 3.5 Sonnet, actually generated a 3D scene using just a text prompt.
That's amazing.
Wow.
So we're getting closer to that future where you can just describe what you want and AI will build it for you.
Yeah, potentially. I mean,
Huh.
text-to-web applications are still in their early stages,
Right.
but they have immense potential to revolutionize web development.
Yeah, it could make web design so much more accessible and efficient.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the AI news for February 13th, 2025.
Already.
I know, right? What are the key takeaways for our listeners?
Well, I think the main takeaway is that the AI world is evolving at an unprecedented pace.
Yeah,
With breakthroughs happening in research applications and hardware,
for sure.
we're seeing a trend towards smaller, more efficient models,
Right.
a growing emphasis on open source solutions, and the emergence of AI that can reason and even evaluate itself.
It's truly an exciting time to be following these developments.
It is.
But as AI becomes increasingly integrated into our lives, we must also engage in thoughtful discussions about its ethical implications.
Absolutely.
Ensuring that AI is used responsibly and for the benefit of humanity.
I completely agree. The future of AI is being shaped right now.
Right.
And it's up to all of us to participate in this conversation and guide its development towards a positive and beneficial future.
That's a great point. I think that's a great note to end on.
It is.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the AI news.
It was fun.
It was.
As always.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep questioning.
And remember, the future of AI is in our hands.
That's a wrap for today's episode. We'll see you next time for another deep dive into the fascinating world of AI.